you remember the beginning of 2023, the NASDAQ just corrected about 40%, gold was still trading below $2,000, and Bitcoin was still fulfilling its bearish cycle and was down roughly 80% from the previous all-time highs. Analysts and financial experts on Wall Street all told us that due to a potential economical crisis and due to all of the bearish fundamentals in general, stocks and other asset classes are very unlikely to increase in value over the next couple of months. Meanwhile, I am sitting in my little office right here in Germany. I'm looking at the chart and I am thinking the bottom is clearly in. That's why I decided to share this in the Elite program. And in the beginning of 2023, I shared it. I'm massively scaling back into my long-term investments, and I'm also opening a bunch of new trading opportunities. Fast forward 2 years and the NASDAQ is up 100%. Gold rallied roughly 50%, and don't even get me started on Bitcoin. From the beginning of 2023 until now, Bitcoin rallied an incredible 450%. In this video, however, I don't want to bother you with any abstract education. I will immediately head over to TradingView and show you how I was able to find these reversals and how I then managed to actually capitalize on these recent bull runs. Thank you very much, introduction Philip, and let's immediately start with Bitcoin. First of all, as you can see, I'm looking at the monthly time frame. M at the upper left corner does not mean minute one time frame. Some people always get confused. I'm looking at the monthly time frame. This means that every single one of these candles is representing 1 month of price action. Let's actually use the replay tool and start in the beginning of 2023. First of all, before you enter any trade, you have to look at the underlying trend. The trend is your friend until the end. And if we look at the underlying trend on Bitcoin, you can see that it's clearly towards the upside. How do we determine this underlying trend? We are just looking at swing highs and swing lows. And as you can see, Bitcoin is always creating a swing high, a swing low, then a higher swing high, a higher swing low, and again another higher swing high. So it's quite likely that just looking at this previous trend, Bitcoin will create a higher swing low before we will eventually see another higher swing high. But of course, you also have to look at market structure. And back in the beginning of 2023, this is what I was looking at. The first level, which I immediately noticed, was a horizontal structure at $16,000. This was simply the previous all-time high from back in the end of 2017. From here, we saw a crazy bear market of roughly minus 85% on Bitcoin. And with the last bull run, which then of course started in the beginning of 2019, Bitcoin perfectly broke above this previous resistance, which after the break towards the upside was turned support. This horizontal break and retest would already be enough in order to enter a trading position, but there was also another important level, which was a rising trend line. Just connecting all of the previous significant lows, we basically had 3 previous touch points. Bitcoin was also coming back to retest this ascending trend line, retesting a so-called confluence of support. So that's why I exactly thought in the beginning of 2023 that we found the bottom, despite the bear market, which we saw in the correction of roughly minus 80% on Bitcoin, and despite everybody saying that Bitcoin will crash, Bitcoin will go to zero. I bought Bitcoin. In the Elite program, I shared all the reasons for why I think we will see a reversal towards the upside. Let's fast forward 2 years. You can see the rest was history. And from the recent swing low, again, it was a higher swing low, Bitcoin already rallied roughly 450%. If we now take a look at the NASDAQ, and again, I'm looking at the monthly time frame. Let's actually quickly use the replay tool and go back to the beginning of 2023. The NASDAQ was also retesting a confluence of support. First of all, we had a horizontal structure at this $11,000 level. This was simply previous horizontal support from which we saw a rejection away towards the upside, and this was again acting as support. And there is a second trend line in this case, which is quite similar to Bitcoin, we again had a bullish rising trend line, which started in the beginning of in August of 2010, and we saw multiple retests of this trend line. Basically, always when the NASDAQ retested this trend line, we saw a rejection away towards the upside. That's why I thought, despite the correction of minus 40%, that we saw the bottom on the NASDAQ. That's why I decided to share this in the Elite program, and that's why I decided to buy the heck out of the NASDAQ. Obviously, you can now simply go ahead and buy the triple Qs, or if you are more aggressive, you can actually buy leveraged ETFs, for example, the TQQQ, which is a 3x leveraged NASDAQ ETF. It doesn't matter because if we fast forward 2 years, let's exit this replay tool, you can see the NASDAQ is now creating another new all-time high. And over the past 2 years, we saw an incredible rally of plus 100%. Yes, you basically didn't have to do anything for the previous 24 months, but making 100% in 2 years is an incredible return on investment. Let's finally also take a quick look at gold. Again, let's use the replay tool. Beginning of 2023 right here, you can see gold was trading below this $2,000 level. Now, why did I think that we will soon start a crazy breakout bull run on gold? Because for quite a long period of time, gold actually respected this lower support trend line. And again, always when we saw a retest of this support, we saw a beautiful rejection away towards the upside. And also on gold, there was a break and retest of a previous horizontal structure, which after the break towards the upside was turned support. We saw the retest. We also saw bullish confirmation on the smaller time frames, which is extremely important because again, this does not have a 100% win rate, although over the past 2 years, it worked out basically 100% of the time. You still have to go down on the smaller time frames and look for bullish confirmation. We saw this bullish confirmation on gold, and that's the reason for why I decided to also load up on gold, decided to actually increase the amount of money which I'm putting into my long-term investments, because in my opinion, it was just a matter of time until we will see a breakout above this next horizontal structure. Actually, the previous all-time high at this psychological $2,000 level. You can see that this was also kind of an ascending bullish triangle. That's why I decided to share this in the Elite program, and that's why I decided it's time to step in the game. Fast forward 2 years, let's actually again exit the replay mode. Gold just last month retested the $2,780 level, creating an incredible rally of 50%, which is just phenomenal if you're looking at a slow and steady commodity like gold. We were all able to properly capitalize on this move towards the upside. Again, you can just, for example, buy gold ETC, so exchange traded commodities, or you can buy some CFDs, leverage products on gold. Also on gold, you did nothing for the past 2 years, but making 50% by just buying gold in less than 2 years is again an incredible return on investment. As you can see, the way I analyze charts is pretty simple. I'm neither looking at any fundamentals, nor am I looking at any indicators. I'm just looking at support and resistance, some basic technical analysis, the higher time frames, and then of course, if it comes down to entering a trade, I'm going down on some smaller time frames, looking for bullish confirmation to then pinpoint my exact entry. If you want to do the same thing, just go ahead and click the first link in the description, sign up for the trading newsletter. It's 100% free and it will be 100% free forever. I publish this once a month, going over the best trading opportunities, some breakdowns and some recaps of previous trades, sharing exactly how I am analyzing charts. If you enjoyed today's video, I really appreciate if you smash that like button below. Don't get caught up in the short-term moves, focus on the higher time frames. I will see you in my next one. Keep your long-term vision.